I first heard the void breathe at 2:17 a.m. It wasn't imagination. It wasn't a dream. It was a real sound, slow, wet, patient, like something enormous inhaling through a crack in the universe. I woke because my bedroom felt wrong. Not cold, not hot, just displaced. Like the air had been replaced with a copy that didn't fit perfectly. My ears rang softly, and the darkness felt heavier than it should be. Not absence of light, presence of something darker than light. Then it inhaled again. The sound came from the corner of my room. I sat up slowly and turned on my phone flashlight. The corner looked normal. Coat rack, backpack, shadow. Except the shadow wasn't attached to anything. It hovered there, a patch of black that absorbed the light instead of reflecting it. My flashlight hit it and vanished. Not dimmed, not blocked, swallowed. The air around it rippled like heat over asphalt. I whispered, "Hello!" The void exhaled. The sound carried meaning. I didn't hear words, but my brain translated it anyway. "I see you!" The shadow expanded slightly. Fear hadn't arrived yet. Only fascination. The way you stare at something impossible, and your mind refuses to reject it. Then the void said my name. Not aloud, inside my skull. Every memory flickered at once. Childhood laughter. Rain hitting pavement. Faces I loved. It wasn't speaking, it was browsing me. My chest tightened. It was reading my mind like an open book. "You are loud!" The words vibrated through my teeth. Suddenly I understood. It didn't hear sound. It heard consciousness. My thoughts were thundered to it. Every fear, every regret, every unfinished sentence screamed into its emptiness. And it was starving. The shadow peeled off the corner like wet paint sliding down a wall. It had no shape, yet it moved with intention. The room dimmed where it passed. My lamp flickered. Not breaking, not burning out. It simply stopped existing. No pop, no smoke, just absence. The void hummed in satisfaction. And that's when I realized I was dinner. I ran. The hallway stretched longer than it should have. Each step echoed like I was sprinting through a tunnel inside my own skull. The house felt hollow, like a movie set built around me. Doors blurred. Walls bent inward. The void slid behind me without touching the floor. I didn't hear it move. I felt its attention pressing against my spine. "Stay!" The command hit like gravity doubling. My knees buckled. I slammed into the wall, gasping. It didn't want to chase me. It wanted me to stop. Panic exploded in my head, and the void brightened. It fed on thought. Every fear made it stronger. I forced myself upright and focused on one thing. The pain of my fingernails digging into my palm. No words, no memories. Just sensation. Silence. The void hesitated. Its hum faltered. I stepped forward slowly, keeping my mind flat and empty. It recoiled slightly, confused. It couldn't read silence. It fed on identity, on story, on the noise of being human. I walked past it. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but I moved carefully, holding my thoughts still. The void brushed my shoulder. The contact wasn't cold. It was subtraction. A patch of my arm vanished from my awareness. I could see it, but it no longer felt like mine. A piece of me had been eaten conceptually. The void shuddered in pleasure. I almost screamed, almost thought a word, but I clung to silence and stumbled toward the front door. The handle felt distant, unreal. I opened it and stepped outside. The street was gone. My neighborhood had been replaced by a vast gray plain, stretching endlessly in every direction. No sky, no sun, just flat emptiness. The void flowed out behind me and expanded happily. This wasn't my world anymore, I was inside its. My house stood alone on the gray plain like a misplaced prop. Windows dark. Door open, a wound in nothing. The void rose taller than the roof. "You are bright." It circled me slowly. "Stay with me." The temptation was real. My thoughts wanted to bloom again, to beg, to question, to scream. It would have devoured everything gratefully. Instead, I let go. Not of fear. Of self. I imagined my name dissolving, letters falling apart like dust, my history unwriting itself, every label peeling away. Worker, friend, son, human. Each one dropped into the gray and vanished. The void trembled violently. It couldn't hold me anymore. Without a story, I was tasteless. It lunged in panic, trying to wrap around what remained. I felt it scrape across the outline of me, searching for something to consume. But there was only presence. Breath. Awareness without identity. The void screamed. The sound tore the gray plane open like fabric. Cracks of color bled through, reality forcing its way back. The pressure collapsed inward, and I fell. I woke in my bed at 2:17 a.m. The corner was empty. My lamp glowed softly. The room was solid again, heavy, real. I sat up slowly, waiting for the breathing to return. It didn't. The silence felt normal, ordinary, safe. I checked my arm, whole, present, mine. But something was missing. I searched my mind for my name. There was a blank space where it should be. No panic came, only calm. The calm of a room after a storm. Somewhere far away, out beyond walls, beyond sky, I felt it. The void searching, hungry, confused, calling for the brightness it lost. Calling for me, but it didn't know my name anymore. And as long as I never remember it, it can't find its way back. I lay there breathing slowly, guarding the emptiness where my name used to live. The void scratched faintly at the edges of reality, like claws dragging across glass. It was still looking, still starving, and I understood something terrifying. It would never stop. Sleep never came back that night. I lay awake, listening to the silence, protecting the blank space in my mind like a locked door. Every memory that tried to form slid around it. My identity had a missing center, and the absence felt stable, necessary. The void pressed once more against the world. A distant inhale. I felt it searching through cities, through dreams, through millions of minds glowing like stars. It wanted brightness, noise, story. It wanted someone loud, someone full, someone with a name. I stayed still, empty, invisible. Slowly, the pressure faded. The scratching stopped. The universe settled back into its rhythm. Somewhere, the void moved on. But I know it's still out there, learning, hunting, waiting for a mind that shines too brightly in the dark. And sometimes when the clock hits 2:17 a.m., I wake with the taste of nothing on my tongue and the memory of a name I almost had. I never chase it, because I know the truth now. The void didn't leave me. I escaped by becoming something it couldn't eat. And if I ever remember who I was, if I ever say my name out loud, I'll become bright again, and it will hear me.